Okay. All right, here we are, Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. And I am talking today to Matt Devine and Lyle Best. You guys know that I've been talking to Lyle and, well, not Lyle actually, to Matthew almost every day now since he left. And we've gotten together once during this epic journey that you're on. And today you've landed in Whitehorse, Yukon, around the 9,000 kilometer mark after leaving the East Coast to the West Coast, heading north. This is just a huge milestone in the biggest milestone yet to come. This is something that no one's ever done. So first of all, Matthew, it's really good to see you again, as always.
Thank you.
Great to meet you, Lyle.
You?
Let's start again. In case this is the first time anyone has heard of this, Matthew, if you can just tell everyone once again quickly what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Yeah, so I'm currently riding across Canada and then up to the north towards Whitehorse, Yellowknife. I'll finish in Edmonton, Alberta. It's about a 13,000 kilometer journey for an amazing charity called You Can Ride Too, who put disabled kids on bikes, and it's a very transformative experience. Lyle always quotes the saying, "Can you remember the time you rode a bike for the first time?" We're giving these children that experience, and both myself and Lyle have been there firsthand to see the kids. It's emotional, it's life-changing, so that's why we're doing it. Personally, I'm coming from a place of obesity, smoker, drinker, mental health. And I'm just on a journey to improve myself and hopefully inspire others to consider a similar journey, not a 13,000 kilometer bike ride, but just something that may introduce positive change in their life. And if I can do it, an old guy like me, I mean, I've done something I didn't think I could probably do. I've done it, and I'm going to continue to do it. So I want to inspire people to start that change and just experience the benefits that come with it.
Incredible. So you've been cycling almost every day, very few breaks. How is your body and how is your mind doing at this point in this journey?
Yeah, so the body's surprising because I have support riders join me sporadically throughout, and it's funny to see them in some cases suffer quite a bit over 1 day or 2 day, and I'm maybe 60 days into the ride now, and some of them are much younger than me, but my body's become accustomed to the act of getting up at 6 o'clock every morning and pedaling my bike for 7 hours through really rough conditions, hills and heat and smoke. Physically, I think the thing that's bothering me the most is the chest. I think I've inhaled so much smoke and pollutants that it's really kind of impacted my lungs. But I'm absolutely blown away by the fact that I've been unhindered by the physicality of it. I won't lie, my butt is very, very sore. There's no nice way of putting it. It's the first 15 minutes of every day are absolutely painful as I settle onto the saddle and get into it. And mentally, Lyle's heard me talk about this before. I'm nervous and scared at the same time. I was asked by the film crew today, like, what's my biggest concern going forward? And it's fear, because I see a finish line through a bit of fog, and I see a finish line over the horizon. So now I start to ask the questions about, have we done enough? What can I do more in these remaining days? Where are we going to be when we're done? And then what comes next? Where do I go from here? I'm already starting to think about things like that, and maybe I can work with this guy some more, but that's where things are at. And no matter what, now I believe I'm going to get the mission done. I won't give up now. I'm close enough now where I can't believe day one I wanted to quit. And this guy actually saved me from the fire. He made the phone call and said, "You better not." And here I am. I can't believe. I looked at a map on the wall today of Canada, and I shook my head and I said, "I can't believe I've done that." So we have the guys from the production
Yeah.
crew coming, so we're going to be filmed
Awesome.
here a little bit.
So we can film being filmed. Love it.
Yeah,
That's awesome. It's good to see them in Castlegar, BC, not too long ago.
yeah.
Hey, so what do you think the most difficult thing has been about this last leg since you left Victoria? So you got coast to coast. Most people would see that as the finish line, but you know, you're carrying on. What has been the toughest part from this last leg?
It's the remoteness of it. It's the sense of being so far, yet so far to go, of accomplishing so much. But you know, that moment when I crossed into Victoria and I saw the Terry Fox statue at mile 0, it was a moment high five, and then a realization that I still had 6,000 kilometers to go. And the conditions, I won't lie, have been very challenging. Getting over the Rockies, I thought would be the big part. And it's been nothing but climbing. So it's just the remoteness and the challenging terrain, and the diet and the accommodations have been not perfect. I'm not complaining because it's a beautiful country. These communities are beautiful, but they don't support the idea of an ultra endurance ride. It's tough sleeping, eating, and just recovering over the short period of time I have. So that's probably been the hardest thing. I'm now deep in the hole.
Yeah, you are. So are you able to still find enough places to, you know, maybe further every other town to get better fuel or, you know, better food and sort of preparation of these remote places?
We do what we can do. Lyle provided us a wonderful cooler, so we store what we can, but
Yeah.
you're limited with the duration you can store this stuff. It's very hot on some days, so we get things that are shelf stable, but you're not eating fresh vegetables, and I literally eat my breakfast sitting on the edge of my bed in the morning, because there's no restaurants at all in some of these places. There's only the hotels literally have 3 rooms.
Yeah.
Jade City, literally, it was 3 hotel rooms with a shared bathroom. We stayed at an ex-military base, again, shared bathroom. It's really remote. Lyle warned me. He said, get ready for the remoteness and the bugs. And the bugs have been another thing that have just been overwhelming.
Oh my gosh, that's like a holy cow moment. Yeah, I figured that, yeah, the weather, the terrain, the food, and maybe sketchy accommodations could be top of the list as we've been seeing. You know, on a little bit more of a serious note, could you talk a little bit about how you've changed since the day you started this journey and where you're at today?
Well, yeah, it's tough because I actually thought I'd be further along in the process of discovering, my flaws and working on my flaws. What's kind of happened though is the sheer act of getting through the day consumes you, and you don't really have a lot of energy to process a lot of the things that I thought I'd be able to work on out here. But I believe this whole journey has initiated something that's unstoppable. And I know that when I'm done, it's up to me, and this is some advice I've gotten from folks like Lyle. It's up to me to figure out where to go and be prepared to do that. And I think the real change for me will come after I have a chance to decompress and I consume everything that I went through and I start to leverage it to move forward. So I hope that the real change in Matt will come 30, 60, 90 days after the event. I hope I can continue to work with guys like this. I think this story is so much bigger than just one guy cycling across Canada. I think there's some amazing things to come. So I'd like to say I've come to some revelation. And honestly, I think I've just exposed myself to the fact that it's possible.
Yeah, and then some. Okay. Yeah, let's talk to Lyle for a couple of minutes.
Sure.
So bringing Lyle into this conversation, Lyle is the chairman of Quick Card Group of Companies. You also have a remarkable leadership career in health, sports, and in the community. for many years, including companies like the Edmonton Oilers. I don't even know the half of it. I know that your bio is this long, but it's such a pleasure to meet you in person. And so welcome to our chat today, Lyle.
Yeah, thank you.
I've really enjoyed watching the two of you talk. You know, I've watched all of them when you have gotten together, and I love the synergy that the two of you have. It's pretty amazing. Well, can you just maybe tell everybody why you decided to support the Ride for Change and Matthew?
Yeah, I got a message from a guy I worked with at Hockey Canada when I was chairing the World Junior Championships, and he said, "I want you to meet this couple. They got a great idea." And so I said, "Yeah, sure." And they came over to my office, and Matt didn't really talk much for the first couple of minutes, first 10 minutes, because he was walking on I have a rather famous boardroom in Edmonton. So Nicole did all the talking early on. But I thought I could tell there was something there. And then we went to lunch about a week or two later. I had some time to think about it. And the story initially was him, and his journey from, as he said, obesity and smoking and drinking and all the rest of the stuff. So I thought that was pretty compelling. And so many guys go through that and then don't have an outlet and don't have a role model to change. Of course, hearing about 7 marathons in 7 days that he had done the year before, that was pretty impressive. And then we just had a very casual conversation in the restaurant about, what kind of money he was looking to raise, and what kind of money it was going to cost to get this thing on the ground. And I asked him, "What would this do for you?" And he said, "We'd name it after Quick Card." I said, "Okay, do it then." And then through that, lots of good connections that I have over the many years. The driving force got the van for him. Cowan Graphics, he's a buddies of mine from a long way back.
Wow.
They decorated up and wrapped the van. I've got a couple other companies, a software company that built Matt's website, and all in all, it's been a great experience. I've been lucky. I've gone coast to coast, not on a bike, usually in the front seat of an airplane, or the front 2 rows anyway. But I know the country well. Every place he's been, I've been. And I sort of did give him warnings of what he could expect. And between here and Yellowknife, it's going to get even hairier. You could imagine that.
Right.
And well, the remoteness, and Matt and I've talked about. He kind of hinted about it, but when you have that remoteness and your purpose is to ride the bike and get there, you don't have a lot of time to dwell and think. I've ridden across not the whole country, but a lot of it on a Harley, and you do have a lot of time to just have a little committee meetings with yourself, because the engine's taking you, not your legs. So and I think our calls that we have every couple of weeks also acts as a bit of a tonic for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, we were sort of at a crossroads. How do we make this thing go better? How do we get more money for the charity? And so we went and I said, let's make the next messaging about You Can Ride Too, the charity that we're doing this for. And you might say that, you go there and you meet the kids, and it's unbelievable. There's one little guy, I was listening to him talk to his dad, and he was saying that he was so happy he had a bike that he was going to run away. And so later on, I said to him, "So you're going to run away?" And he looked to that point, he had not been very engaged with me, but he just sort of perked right up. And he does have a speech impediment, but I said, "Where would you go?" And he said, "Timbuktu." It was wild. And I said, "Well, if you do that, you'll have cycled further than Matt did. So you get your own show." And then meeting Kieran's son was also, he was initially, he was a little, distant. And then I felt his hand on my hand a little while later, and it was him. and it melts you.
Holy cow. Oh, that's super. You guys have a pretty special friendship, obviously, that has come from this, as I feel I do as well with Matt, incredible human being. Well, how do you think the journey is going so far?
It's good. I mean, of course, I follow it every day. On the social media channels that I'm a part of, and I told Matt that around this point, I thought the momentum would build, and I got a lot of messages in the last 2 days from guys that follow me, saying I'm on board. I'm going to get involved. So I'm starting to see that happen.
Yeah.
One of the things we ended the video last week with was I also have a charitable foundation, and we decided we would match the next $25,000 dollar for dollar. And I think that inspired some of my friends and the people who follow me to say, okay, and in the video I said, put my money where my mouth is. So let's get her done.
That's incredible. Oh, man, congratulations to both of you for that, because how is that going as well? Are you finding that the momentum is growing because of the matching announcement that you've just done? I know that we put it up there as well. How are we doing with the fundraising?
I'm seeing friends of mine saying I'm on board.
Yeah, good.
So, I don't have access to. I don't really follow the money chain.
Yeah, we get a report monthly from the charity organization that spits the numbers out. I would say I'm seeing a lot more engagement. Lyle has a very extensive LinkedIn audience, which is really the people we need to tap into. And thank you as well to Impact Magazine and yourself, Elaine. You're doing the same thing. So I think a lot of people are now sitting up and taking note of this and saying, okay, well, maybe this is something special. And of course, having Lyle on board and you folks on board, I feel, as I told you in our last conversation, sometimes I'm out there wondering, okay, who's watching? And, some days I get down, I'll come in and I'll look at my social media and I don't see it ticking one way or the other. And I look at Nicole and I go, I don't know what else I can do. I'm out here riding. And when you're so remote, I actually had a thought yesterday when I was nearly clipped by a semi. And I was, oh my God, I just about got hit. And I thought if I did, it probably helped the charity more. I'm not trying to be discouraging, but it's almost like, what more can we do? I mean, we've got heavy hitters behind us now. We've got this amazing event happening. So hopefully we're doing a really big bang up for the final day.
Yes.
And I hope that really drives a lot of awareness. And I'll tell you something, I'll keep pedaling after if I have to continue to raise money. I'll just keep going. So I might end up in my basement on my trainer game, but we'll keep going. So.
Well, one day at a time. let's get to the next town.
The video with the kids, within 2 days, I had over 1,200 views. So
yes,
I knew it was making some impact.
Yeah,
that video was super powerful. Absolutely. It might be worth kind of reposting as well. We can certainly do that because it's just a beautiful video. Well done on all accounts. Okay, so with you,
That's because of the good crew.
well, yeah, whoever did it,
Happen to be in this room right now watching that.
Yeah. So. Amazing job. No, you guys did a beautiful job with the kids too. It was a really wonderful video. As we head toward August 27th, that is the date in the future. It's not that far away, but it is one day at a time. What would you like people to know, either of you, about what to expect? Like, is there anything you would like to talk about for that day in particular? What will be happening? Are you looking for riders? Are you looking for more riders even between now and then?
we have a very, very, very special day planned. So I'll be leaving from the Fallen Four Memorial in Marithorpe. So there's a couple of really big things happening. We've got a route laid out. It's got some meetup points for people that want to join me. They can pick long distances, shorter distances. We have the Brick has graciously helped support us by giving us a great staging area. More news to come on that. We'll be having kids join us there to ride in with me. We're trying to get the street closed. We're not sure. This man here is going to be on his bike, and
All
he's
right.
also seeing the proceedings when I arrive.
Wonderful.
So I think it's going to be entertaining, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be emotional. You'll probably see this hairy man here cry a lot, but I think it's going to be emotional. And by then, who knows, maybe I'll have some ideas of where we're going next, and we can drop a bit of a surprise. But that's the way I see it. I see it as a very energetic day with a lot of great energy around it. And Lyle, I don't know, what do you think?
I think, where we're ending with having all the kids there on their bikes, it's also going to be, like I said, that Matt, we want to make this a legacy piece. We want, a lot of
Yeah.
these small charities, they sort of get a flash and then they're gone. So we want this to be forever, especially in the Edmonton area.
Mhm.
Yeah, I am going to ride. It was my 70th birthday yesterday or the day before, and I did not imagine that I was going to ride a bike with a bunch of, or especially the guy who's just ridden 13,000 kilometers. Somehow, I bought an electric bike last year, so it's not like I'm gonna bust a big sweat here.
You'll be able to keep up. Actually,
Yeah.
Matt's gonna have to keep up with you now,
I'll
so.
have to pretend I'm pedaling, actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good. Well, that's excellent. Well, we'll be there, of course. We've already got our Eventbrite tickets. I wanted to be one of the first to hit that button, and can't wait. But we'll probably see each other before that date again, maybe one more time. It would be nice. But are there any last words that either of you would like to say as we sign off today?
Well, I'll say that I'm very grateful for this gentleman sitting beside me, for the fellas in the room, for people like you. Like I'm doing the cycling, but around this is this amazing ecosystem of very great human beings, including Nicole, who's out there sweating just as hard as I am every day. Lyle here, I jokingly said to him, I'm a CEO of a company, and I asked this guy to be my mentor because he's got leadership qualities that you can't learn in school. You can't learn it. They really come from just being with the individual. So I just think for me, it's a big thank you. And I really think me and Lyle have talked about the concept of a rolling wave across Canada of change and positivity. I think there's more to come. I think we've written the first chapter. I'm hoping I can work with folks like you and Lyle and making that possible. So I just want to thank everybody. And now it's time to get the mission done. Put more kids on the bikes and get that bike across the finish line.
Yeah. I've been doing this kind of stuff for more than 50 years. And a lot of time I get asked why and when you're going to stop. Simple answer is I'm probably never going to stop. And why is the same thing for the way he inspires guys to change their life. I want to inspire guys to be philanthropic. There's a lot of really well-off business people who have kept their first nickel and they're never going to share it with anybody. And I just got to change a few of those guys. There's some people who don't understand. And I've always said that if you have a healthy community, you'll have a healthy business. So that's important.
Amazing. Well, you guys are both amazing. It's so nice to finally meet you, Lyle. I look forward to meeting you again. Maybe on the 27th, for sure on the 27th. Maybe we can do this again another time. We're going to sign off for today. So we will have at the end of this recording a link to where people can donate. And we will encourage everybody continuously to do this, especially while you're matching the funds right now, Lyle. Let's get those numbers up. And it's just a pleasure, and good luck again to you, Matt, in the upcoming days. You're just absolutely killing it. It's just amazing what you're doing, right?
Thank you. You guys
Incredible.
inspire me, so thank you.